Life before the pandemic. Let us first define what a coronavirus is. Coronavirus, or famously known as COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered viruses causing a range of illnesses, from a common cold to a more serious infection such as caused by the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome related coronavirus known as MERS-CoV and severe acute respiratory syndrome related coronavirus. Most people infected with COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness. Older people and those with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer are more likely to develop serious illness. COVID-19 spreads primarily through droplets of saliva and the discharge from the nose when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It can also cause a variety of diseases in farm animals and domesticated pets. There are two cases of COVID-19 patients. First one is an asymptomatic. It is possible that a large proportion of the population will have COVID-19 yet have no symptoms at all. But we don't know that yet, since we don't have enough test kits to test the massive number of population here in the Philippines. And I guess we don't have any budget for that. And the mass already been requesting for that to happen the entire quarantine period, the mass testing. But 9 months have passed and it's still not happening. What more if we've already discovered a COVID-19 vaccine? Will everyone can get it? Or it is only applicable and exclusive for those mighty and well-off people? Well, I don't want to make judgments, and let's see what will happen in the future. Going back with the symptomatic thing, seems likely that this will occur more often in the healthiest and younger age groups, including most children. Being asymptomatic means you have no symptoms. However, there are certain reports of loss of sense of smell in asymptomatic people. Technically, even a simple cough is already considered as one of the symptoms. The second one is asymptomatic. It is a case who has developed signs and symptoms compatible with COVID-19 virus infection. Asymptomatic transmission refers to a transmission from a person while they are experiencing symptoms. And as everyone knows, we still don't have any effective and discoverable COVID-19 vaccine. And the saddest part about this is we don't have any idea, or we don't know if any one of us is already a carrier. COVID-19 has been affecting the entire human race in many different ways. And we people missed a lot of fun before the pandemic or before the quarantine happened. The first one is, the question is, what do we miss about our pre-pandemic life? It is the normal routine that we previously took for granted. First one is going out and hanging out with our friends without the hesitation of one of you are the carrier of the virus. And you may talk with each other simultaneously on what went on your day with your love life, with your studies, with your family life, and whatsoever, without the barriers of wearing face masks and face shield and a social distancing protocol that we need to follow. The second one that we miss is a dinner out with the family. Of course, we really do miss eating out in a fancy or fast food restaurant together with our family, without without thinking of any casualties that might happen. Excuse me. Of course, we miss the passing of plates, sharing of foods, and talking that close with your family without the barriers of wearing face masks and face shield as well, and the social distancing protocol that we need to follow. The third one is we have less anxiety back then, because right now each and every day that we go along with our lives, we have this fear of maybe you or one of your family member might have a virus, and they may brought it up home whenever they are at work or whenever they're on the way home. The fourth one that we've missed is the classroom setup. Of course, it is far more different than what we have in the Zoom and social media meetings that we have right now. And based on my experience as a student, students are much more motivated whenever they are at school because we have a different environment when we are at home and when we are at school. We don't have the same behavior when we are at home and when we're at school. Like in a virtual setup, we cannot see, we cannot feel, we cannot observe, and we cannot perceive the true feelings of one another behind these technologies. The sad part is that we cannot enjoy what life has to offer. We cannot go out freely on our own. We cannot travel. We cannot meet other people. We cannot be able to have close contact with our friends, families, or even loved ones. In short, we miss our freedom. Social isolation is a very difficult challenge for us, but we have come to realize that it is both a healthy practice and a holy one. We keep our distance not only to help flatten the curve, but also to show love and concern for the welfare of others. Who would have thought that life would set a brand new limit? I've realized or I've learned that we should be thankful of what we have right now and to look forward on what life will offer more in the future. Everything happens for a reason, and our dreams and opportunities were just a pause. And we still have to continue what we still have before it's gone or before it's too late. This has been the greatest war that every country is facing. And it is a battle between the entire human race against with an invisible enemy that we people need to eradicate. COVID-19 had killed a vast number of our substantial allies without us noticing. And the only weapon we have is to stay away from those things that could expose us from having one. So stay positive and pray. And always remember that this entire pandemic probably started with just one case. And don't go out and stay at home if it's not necessary. Think about yourself and think about your family. Don't be a spreader.